it's Katie here from the Scrappy Sisters, and I am up today on the Kitaholic Kits YouTube channel with a layout using the December main kit and embellishment kit. So pretty excited about this one. It's a cute little photo of my nephew who was at my house, and he hadn't really, I think he'd met my cat once before, but he certainly loves my cat, and my cat doesn't love him quite so much. But the photo is we were sitting just on my couches near the window, and that's my mother in the background, and my nephew was trying to, my cat Mac came up and sat he wanted to check out my nephew, but he didn't want to get too close. But my nephew had other ideas and he was reaching out trying to touch him, and the cat kept ducking back, and then my nephew jumped down on the ground and started crawling around after him trying to catch him. It was very funny. So back to the layout now that I've talked about the picture, why I love it. So the layout, I've just used some of the awesome papers in the kit this month. There's so much gold foiling, it was hard to know which ones to use, but I didn't want too much of the gold foiling to show in this layout. So I used some of the B-sides of the paper, which, while they don't have the gold foiling, was still beautiful. So the first one was the green with a little bit of red that I used, and then the pink, and then the little hexagon shapes, I think they are. I don't know what they are. They're not symmetrical. So, but anyway, that paper was the main feature piece, and so that the largest piece of that went down. That does have some gold foil in it. And then I'm just kind of roughing up the edges of the paper, which was a bit hard to do. The paper I found, I don't know whether it was this brand. I haven't used this brand before. I think it's My Mind's Eye, and maybe they're both My Mind's Eye. Oh, I don't know. But it's really thick. And I found that it was, much harder to rough up the edges than I was used to. So I tried my fingers, I tried scissors, I tried the bone folder, and a combination of all three worked well. So just roughing up the edges, and then I know I'm going to move on to trying to think about what or how I want to embellish this layout. So first of all, I want to back my photo, and I haven't trimmed my photo down or anything. It's just a 4x6 photo, so there is a bit of wasted space in the photo on the left hand side of the photo, but that's okay, I don't mind. It shows a bit more, of my house and yard and whatnot, so that's okay. So I backed the photo on this black and white checker piece of paper. I think the flip side of that is the hearts, I think. And then I think what I'm going to do is pop it up on some foam dots. Yeah, so I was just saying, wait a minute, I've got to get my foam dots. Went and got my foam dots, and I'm going to pop it up so that it kind of can sit on top of, because the papers have been roughed up and raised a bit, and they've got a bit of dimension to them. I needed to make sure the photo sat on top of that. So just placing my photo and now figuring out my title. So I really want to use these acetate gold words from Heidi Swap, and I think I went with the one that says "I think I can," because I thought that was fitting. My nephew was definitely trying as hard as he could to catch the cat, and so I'm just figuring out how I want to stick that down. I decided to use my Tombow mono glue, the aqua version. It does dry clear, and yeah, I don't think, if you look really closely at my layout, you can see that there is glue underneath the acetate piece, but you have to look really closely. And who's going to be doing that? Not me, that's for sure. I did put a piece of the really lovely washi underneath it, just to give it something to sit on. And I wanted to try and make it pop a bit more, but it didn't really do that. But that's okay, it still looked pretty cool under there with the little kind of peach flower print on the washi. So looking at the sticker sheet, figuring out is there anything from the sticker sheet that I want to add. I decided I want to put this heart, which I think was from the exclusive cutout parts that come with the kits, which our lovely Deb designs, and I wanted to use that in the top right corner there. So I popped up half of it on some foam dots, and I stuck the other half to the picture, and then I added this little flare button that says fabulous. Oh, actually it's not a button, it's just a round piece of die cut that Deb also designed as part of the exclusive cutter parts that I cut out with my 1-inch circle. So I've stuck that up, and having a look at the sticker sheet, figuring out is there anything that I want from the sticker sheet on this layout. I think I want to use those black and silver sort of fabric hearts. I thought about using that arrow, but it just didn't really fit. It was a bit big for my liking. So I wanted the wood veneer though, because the heart on the right hand corner is wood veneer. So I went with a diamond for the left hand, bottom left corner, and that's a wood grain as well. And then some gold love hearts. And then I'm popping this gold love heart up on some foam dot. And now I'm just going to attach these fabric hearts just with a glue dot. I thought that would work easiest, and it did. It worked well. And then I decided I actually wanted to add some of these alpha stickers and say, I think I can, I think I can. So I just repeat, I think I can, again as my title. Kind of like, I don't know, the little engine that could. That was where my inspiration was coming from anyway. I think I can, I think I can. Anyway, you get the idea. So that is what I'm spelling out now. The exclamation mark and the eyes in particular in this lowercase were very fiddly because the dots were so small. So I definitely probably could invest in some tweezers for my craft room, because I think that probably would help me in the long run. Not just would have helped me for this layout, but probably in a lot of my scrapbooking layouts. Some tweezers may come in handy, so that might be a future purchase, but you know, luxury item. I'd prefer to spend it on other things. Alright, so that's the title done, and now I'm just seeing what else would I like to add. And I thought, if I don't use some of these sequins, I'm never going to use them up. There's so many of them. I don't have a fuse tool, so I can't make shaker pockets or anything like that. Even though I love the look of them, I just don't have a fuse. And again, it's one of those luxury items that I'm not really convinced that for the sake of making a shaker pocket I would probably get a lot of use out of. So I just stick the sequins to my layout instead. But first of all, I'm sticking some of the larger bling rhinestoney things we got in the kit this month. And now I'm using my fine tip glue pen and just attaching, that is not a good word, gluing some of these sequins down onto the layout. So I don't have a problem with using pink for layouts of my nephew. I think pink is fine. I don't believe any colour is particularly gendered, so I just like to use any colours that I have that kind of go with the photo. And because my mum, who's in the sort of background underneath the heart, you can't actually see her photo in the top right there, her face I mean, she's kind of got a pinky ready jumper on, so I was like, I'm just going to go with the pinks for this layout. So I'm almost at the end, but I do add a few Heidi Swap Colour Shine drops. I've got a mint colour, which I believe the wonderful Chrissy gave to me in our little Christmas presents. So yeah, I'm just sprinkling that on, and then I've got like a raspberry colour as well. I think it actually is called raspberry. So they're both the mini size, which I really quite like. So that's the layout complete. I'm going to show you some close-ups now. I hope you've enjoyed these. I loved working with the kits this month. Very different. I wouldn't have picked, you know, the acetate words, for example, for myself, or the fabric hearts or anything like that, but because they come in a kit and you're sort of like, well, I'll give them a shot, you know, I wouldn't normally buy these for myself, let's see how I go. I feel like I can really surprise myself about what I put together every month. I hope you like the layout. I hope you're loving watching everything exciting that's happening at Kitaholic Kits at the moment, and please, you know, like the video, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Alright, bye guys.